Have you guys ever played on anybody else's album or done any demos for somebody else?
Well, on Whitesnake, Sykes just couldn't hit the notes, so secretly I came in. I have never told anybody that story.
And he's in hiding, so he'll never
Right?
say
Yeah.
anything different.
Unfortunately, yeah. I mean, for me, it was just local people in the Chicago area and stuff. I mean, I played with some great people before, but never demoed, with anybody else. But you definitely have a.
Yeah, I sang on some different songwriter demos and stuff for I don't even know where the songs went.
Oh,
But
yeah.
oh, I know where one went.
Where?
It's called Waiting for the Big One. You know that one.
Yeah. Wow, you sang on a demo for that?
Yeah, I sang on the original demo for that.
Wow. Interesting. Is there a story there? I don't even see how that.
I see the Blabbermouth headline now when this is pulled.
I don't even see how that would happen. Is there a story there?
Yeah, we were working with Rick Nair and David Cole, who were also producing Femme Fatale. And they wrote the song, and I think it was maybe possibly for Vixen. I'm not sure. It was towards the end of when we were recording. So they asked me to come sing it. So I did, and then I didn't hear anything about it until all of a sudden Femme Fatale did it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's very interesting.
I don't think I've ever told that story before.
I've never heard it, so I think you have not. I probably would have heard that between the two of you. I definitely would have heard that.
Be assertive.
Oh, really?
Sure.
So you started out sweet.
I've been like my mom pretty much
Oh,
for the most part. And she was the sweetest woman ever. I definitely had to learn to be assertive
okay.
and, try to make my point, but not be a bitch.
Right.
Because then you get a reputation for being a bitch, and
Yeah.
nobody wants to be that either. But, at a certain point, you do have to sort of make your point in an assertive way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
he has an opinion here. Careful.
No, I mean, she is the sweetest girl I've ever known in my life. But she's one of those people that she can take a lot, but if you push her over the edge and it just goes too far, then watch out, But she's always so kind and caring to everybody else.
Aww.
Yeah. You guys seem to be like always going full steam on the songs. Do you ever run out of ideas? I mean, it never seems like you stop once you're finished with one. I hear that you're writing songs for the next one.
Yeah, we were talking about that. But it's funny how one of us is always driving the bus. We kind of take turns. Somebody gets on a roll. Like right now, Justin has like 3 new great song ideas. I got 0.
Yeah.
I'm done right now. So that's kind of how it works. One of us will kind of pick up the ball and start running, and then the other pass it to the other person, and they kind of go for a while, and it always seems like one of us is on a roll.
Wow.
So we just keep moving forward.
Yeah, it's just so hard. Like she was just saying, when we finished this album, because this one came together so fast, and it was done, and our computer crashed right when we finished it. We sent it off to the label, and we were in the middle of, she was editing the Wounded video, and we were just about done. She had one more scene to put in the video, and the computer crashed. So we had to get a new one. We finally got a new computer, and now it's like there's new toys on the new computer, and we don't have any songs to like play with these toys. So it's just sitting down and coming up with ideas. And like this last album, Synergy, it was kind of reversed. Your Place in the Sun. I mean, she was busy with the Vixen stuff a lot that summer, so I was constantly going, and then she would come in and she would finish it, and like this album, it was reversed. She had just an endless supply of ideas for this album that it was the opposite. She would start them, and I would come in and add little things here and there.
And then Running to Her, love that song. Starts out with heavy bass. I mean, you have a couple that do that. I love that. A song that basically goes from one mood to another mood and then comes back. I've told you that before, but I love how you do that because it just really keeps you interested. It's almost like by the end of the song, you forgot the mood that you were in the beginning of the song. Do you guys do that on purpose? I mean, there's a lot of changes there.
No, we're psychotic. Really?
It really does. It's never intentional or anything. And, a lot of times you go into the start of it going, okay, this one's going to be simple. This one's going to be straightforward, and there's not going to be 8 changes throughout the song. It never happens for us. It's just always like, it's getting repetitive. Let's throw another part in there, or let's throw this part in there, or let's add this weird chord or weird sound to it. Uh-oh.
Well, and Run It to Her, I'm a huge fan of like Delamitri and those kinds of like really kind of pop, but with a rock edge kind of bands, and that was kind of inspired by that kind of sound.
Yeah.
And then of course the chorus turned into, I don't know, Dixon.
Say You Will starts out with piano. What's the deal there? Who's playing piano? Is anyone playing piano?
I'm playing piano.
Are you really? I was
Yeah.
wondering if that was some kind of like guitar transformed into a piano on a computer. Nice.
Well, that song I actually wrote a while ago when I was still in Vixen. I kind of was thinking maybe it would be a song for Vixen, but it was about Justin.
Oh.
So it was always kind of awkward to go, okay, help me finish writing the song about you. But, so yeah, I actually originally wrote it on guitar, and then after I had played the guitar, I thought, I think it would be a little moodier and a little better on piano, so I kind of adapted the chords into that little, piano, rolling piano part.
Yeah.
And then played the dingy dingy. He goes, I'm hearing the part. Move over.
That's right. I did have one little piano part in there.
And it did. It was great. It was perfect.
I like that. Anything
Yeah,
interesting about that one?
That one, I actually wrote that riff. I don't know if we were still working on Your Place in This. I think we were.
That was a leftover.
It was a
It
leftover.
was one that was like, well, we could put one more on there. We could save it for the next one.
Yeah, and I remember at like sound checks when would go out to promote Your Place in the Sun. That was kind of my sound check riff because I loved the way that sounded, and so it got put to the side. And we were a couple songs into this album, and not always, but Your Place in the Sun and this album, the first 2 songs we write are ballads. So it's like, okay, we need a heavier song. We need something rocking. So I said, can we pull this one? Can we bring it back out and see what we can come up with? And so we pulled out the demo version, and then she came up with that clean guitar over the verse where it just drops down, and it was perfect. It was just like, oh yes.
That was one of the times when Justin went to work and I started changing everything in the song. I was like, he's gonna hate it. He's gonna come home and go, what did you do? This is terrible.
Woman.
And he didn't. He said, no, that's great.
That's awesome. That it's not just like I'll write the music, you write the melody line and lyrics kind of thing. It's a nice little marriage of like, you write something and then you come in and kind of reform it a little and you touch it up. And I mean, I love that.
No, it's great. Like, we just stomp all over each other's ideas.
Yeah.
Right.
Seriously. No, there's no really, like, defensive sensitivity. I can't say enough about how great it is to work with him.
Yeah.
Can't say enough because there's never a bad vibe. Ever. I mean, we don't agree on everything, but there's never like these, like the baby, pouty, hurt feeling kind of nonsense. It's always whatever's best for the song, and we're always the first to admit that maybe someone else has a better idea than the other person.
That's nice.
He'll come in and change something that I'm thinking, and it'll be like, well, you're right, that's way better.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
It is. I don't think from the first album to this album, I don't think there's been a song that one of us has wrote, just one of us.
Yeah.
Everything has been a joint effort, and maybe somebody might have wrote 70% of one song, but there's always that little bit of touches that the other one adds. And, and having that second opinion come in, it usually always does enhance it. And we've learn to trust each other and just kind of roll with it. If somebody's hearing something and, you know, you live with it for a day and like, you're right, that is better.
Huh.
Yeah, none of the songs would be the same without the other person's input.
Yeah.
All right. One question I had for you. Is there a book in you? Have you ever thought about writing a book? Do you have enough background in that you want to throw out there, or is this something that you wouldn't?
I'm a very private person,
Yeah.
so I doubt it. And plus, I don't like the way, you know, in order to write a book that people are going to want to read, you have to throw people under the bus.
Oh, yeah.
Have to.
There's no nice
Or
way to
nobody-
do it.
If it's not juicy and you're ratting people out, then, you know, nobody's going to want to read it.
That
So
makes sense.
it's not my style. I would much rather write songs that are more symbolic,
Yeah.
where you're taking experiences from your life and things that you feel something about, and you're that it's not so literal.